How dare you humiliate me, you good-for-nothing daughter-in-law? I was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance, and when I woke up, my mother-in-law was there, looking at me, as I was lying on my back in the hospital room. Don't sleep at your husband's funeral, you useless wife. It would have been better if you hadn't woken up in the first place. What have I done wrong this time? She's being so old-fashioned. If she really thinks that a daughter-in-law shouldn't be respected, who needs this mother-in-law? I will cast her out. My name is Jacqueline, 37 years old. My family consists of my husband Joy and my 10-year-old daughter Erica. We will be a family of 4 when our baby boy comes out. When I had my daughter, it was so hard that I thought one child would be enough. But my husband insisted on having a second child, so we talked for a long time, and now I'm having my first baby in 10 years. It's been a long time, and I'm anxious, but I'm really looking forward to it. I can't tell you how happy my husband is.
I'm going to play soccer with my son, or basketball. We'll go fishing too, and we'll go stargazing and camping and catch some bugs.
Dad, what about me?
Of course Erica is coming with us.
Erica is a girl. How about baking with Mommy?
It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. More importantly, you can go with Mom or Dad. Everyone in the family is equal. Whatever somebody wants to do, we do it together.
Yeah. In moderation.
Come on out quickly, little baby. Let's play with your sister and dad.
Let's play. I can't worry about the birds when I see my husband and daughter. I have to do my best. I will be happy to have a safe delivery and keep the whole family healthy for years to come. About a month passed. I went into labor the day before my due date. I took a cab to the obstetrician. With my daughter, my husband was able to witness the birth, but now he's not allowed to come to visit because of the fear of infection. Still, I'm so grateful. I am exhausted after childbirth, so I just want to focus on recovering. I think so because of the painful memory of my daughter's birth. My mother-in-law came and stayed in my hospital room every day, no matter how many times I refused. This time, I have decided to contact her after I get out of the hospital. My parents have already passed away, so I have only my mother-in-law to rely on after the birth. I will never do that, because I spent the postpartum period at my in-laws' house last time, and had a terrible time, and regretted it. I will do my best this time. I'm going to call her as little as necessary. The cab just arrived at the hospital.
Good luck. I wish you a safe delivery.
My husband cheers me on the phone. Take care of the house and Erica. I will send you a picture when the baby's born.
It's okay. Get some rest first, and call me when you're okay. We'll talk a lot when you get out of there.
Thank you. Hey, I've decided on a name for the baby. I want him to be named Joseph.
That's a good name. I will take care of him.
Okay, I will see you later. I told my husband that I had delivered the baby safely that night. He sent me a video of him and my daughter singing a song to celebrate. I was so happy to see them both singing their hearts out, even though they were both tone deaf. But my husband told me to take it easy first. I'm sure I will be busy with breastfeeding, the baby's crying at night, and diapers for at least a year from now. But my husband is working hard, so I will be fine. It will be fun even if it's busy. That's what I believe. That's a lie, isn't it? I don't know what you're talking about. Please tell me it's not true. My husband was killed in an accident at work the day my baby and I were released from the hospital. A right-turner in the oncoming lane ran into him without checking, and he died instantly. The doctor said quietly that he must not have had time to feel the pain. That's no consolation. I cried so hard, calling my husband's name over and over again. He hadn't even seen the baby yet. He said he would listen to me. He was so looking forward to taking care of him. Mom, are you okay? My eyes were so swollen that I made my daughter worry. I'm sorry. It's strange when Mom cries, right? Mommy, the baby's crying too. I know. Mama has to be strong. Daddy can't go to heaven worrying about us. Erica, thank you. Erica put her arms around me and hugged me and the baby together. I had to quickly make funeral arrangements. First, my husband's body was taken from the hospital to the funeral home. Then, the funeral process was explained to me, but I could not understand it because of my exhaustion after childbirth and lack of sleep. The funeral home staff was very kind and helped me with my daughter when I had to feed the baby or change the diapers. And they also helped me with the rest of the tedious work. Then I finished what I had to do and got up to go home. Just as I was nearing the end of my physical and mental strength, my mother-in-law appeared. Poor Joy! He was too young. What's the meaning of all this? Tell me, Jacqueline. Why didn't you call me sooner? The high-pitched voice echoing in my head doubles the damage. I've been calling you since my husband was in the hospital. It's strange that my son passed away, and I, his own mother, was not notified directly. I had to hear about it from Sophia. So I contacted Sophia because I could not connect to my mother. Sophia is my husband's sister. She's married and lives in the next city. She's a kind-hearted and a cheerful sister-in-law who loves Erica very much. But more than that, there's a baby? Is it out already? Yes, I just got out of the hospital. Why didn't you tell me as soon as it was born? Visitors weren't allowed at the time, so I had to wait until after he's out. What? No way! It's the hospital's decision. You don't want me to come see the birth of my grandson? Huh? Who do you think you are? The baby woke up and started crying because of her loud voice. Oh, what's wrong? Let me hold him. She reached out her hands. No, Grandma, my daughter said sharply. You haven't washed your hands, have you? Joseph was just born. Oh, his name is Joseph? That's right. Isn't there a more sensible name? It's the name my dad gave him. Really? Joseph cries when he's away from Mommy. If you say so, Erica. Erica must be sad because she lost her daddy so suddenly. But I'm almost crying again because even though I'm happy that she looked out for me and her baby brother, I'm also ashamed of myself for being unable to do so. Mother, we're going to prepare for the funeral tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow is a wake. The day after that is a farewell ceremony. What? You decided on your own without consulting me? The funeral director said.
I suggested this date, but is there something wrong?
The funeral director, Mr. Langley, came in and helped me. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. I just don't like the fact that it was done without my knowledge. Unbelievable. Joy's my son. Don't just do things as you please. I feel sorry for the people at the funeral home, but I can't deal with the selfish mother-in-law who's attacking me. After all that, I just let go of her ranting and went home. After putting the kids to bed, I noticed that there was a message in the answering machine. It was my husband's sister. It's Sophia. How are you feeling, Jacqueline? You really need to rest this time of year, so take it easy. My kids have a fever, so I'm sorry I couldn't come to help. I will be there as soon as they are better. And I know my mom is being selfish, but don't worry about it. Sophia, I really want you to come and help. I can't say that, of course. Joy, you can't just leave us all of a sudden. What do we do now? I cry and cry and cry. And then I hear a noise and peek in the bedroom. And there's my daughter under the covers, crying, and my son, who is asleep, who never got to see his dad. Now is not the time to cry. I'm the only one who can protect them. Preparing for the funeral is a lot of work, with little time to decide. If you don't stick to the procedures and rules, you will never get anywhere, and the cost will keep growing. My mother-in-law, who doesn't pay but only talks, seems to feel the need to complain about everything. This is so shabby. Make it more gorgeous. Please lessen the money to pay the priest. The wake service should have special catering. Everyone just laughed behind her back. I tried not to think about it as much as possible. If I had to deal with my husband's absence and my mother-in-law's selfishness all the time, I would break down. There will be time to grieve later. Now I have to do what I have to do as a wife. I managed to get through the wake and the memorial service while taking care of the baby. To be honest, I only had enough energy to stand on my feet. During the final morning speech, my sister-in-law came up to me and asked me if I was okay. Are you okay, Jacqueline? Oh, hey, Sophia. Thank you. You look pale. You're not feeling well, are you? It's okay. We're almost done here. That's fine. But I can help hold the baby for now, if you want. Oh, right. Don't you have 3 kids? That's a relief, though. That's what I thought. And the moment I handed the baby over to her, I passed out. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. My body is heavy, but my head is clear. I think they put an IV in me. Jacqueline, are you awake? Sophia, you're in the hospital. You collapsed, so we called an ambulance. What? Where are the kids? They are safe at my house. I know you're tired. I'm sorry you had to do that. I'm the one who is sorry. I swear. I looked in the direction of the voice and saw my mother-in-law sitting slumped in a chair. Oh, you think you are still my daughter-in-law after humiliating my family? Mom, stop it. You shouldn't be sleeping at your husband's funeral. It would have been better if you hadn't woken up. Mom, what are you saying? Jacqueline worked so hard until she collapsed. How nice of you to lie in luxury after all the trouble you've caused. Mom, shut up. Hey, Jacqueline, they are waiting for us for the cremation. If we go now, we can make it. Really? I'm going. I tried to get up, but no. My mother-in-law held me down. As soon as that is finished, go apologize to the attendees. Apologize? Yes, the sooner is the better. Go apologize politely and sincerely to each one of them. I, Sophia, and my grandchildren will pick up Joy's bones. I'm so sorry that I collapsed. I understand your anger, but that's not fair. That's my line. You ruined the funeral. You are a terrible wife. I will tell you what you don't know. A wife's first priority is her husband, but you don't have a husband anymore, do you? So your first priority should be your husband's parents, and then the kids after that. Don't be weak for the sake of your children. You should do what a wife should do for your husband. It's too much to put up with and end up like this. What kind of a wife are you? She says. She's too old-fashioned. If she really thinks that a daughter-in-law shouldn't be respected, who needs this mother-in-law? I will cast her out. Can you call the nurse? Tell them I'm going, and we'll be right back. I'm glad you understand. Make sure you buy some snacks for me and Sophia. We'll eat them with the grandkids later. Shut up. What? If you want to go that badly, you can go. What? If you want me to apologize, you go do it yourself. Why should I? It's none of my business. It's none of your business, you say? Aren't you being too cold-hearted just because your husband died? You are still his wife. I'm wasting my time talking to you. I never made eye contact with my mother-in-law, and was surprisingly cold to her. Now, I wonder why I was so scared and pushed around by this person. She may be my daughter's only grandmother, or she may be the mother who raised my husband. I was trying to be a good wife for my family. Now that I'm clear-headed, I see it clearly. No one would appreciate me putting up with that. Let's get out of here. Sophia and I got in a cab and headed right away for the crematorium. My mother-in-law followed us in another cab. Why are you leaving me? I can't believe you. Are you listening to me? We ignored her complaints until the cremation was over. No one took any notice of my mother-in-law, who continues to make a fuss, even though everyone around her looked at her coldly. In the end, my husband ended up in a small box. Dear, now let's go home together. We finally made it home. For a while afterwards, I worried about my daughter, who was acting so bravely. If I cried, Papa would be worried, wouldn't he? She would say that and smile at me. I told her that he would not be happy if she lied. Because it's baby Joseph's job to cry, isn't it? Then Mommy can't cry when she wants to. Finally, she cried without holding back, and we laughed together. Today, we went out as a family. We are going to Sophia's house to thank her. Welcome. I'm sorry you have been through so much. How are you feeling? Take it easy, okay? Sophia has 3 kids and lots of toys, so Erica seems to be having a great time. While we were having a good time, my mother-in-law came to the house without any notice. What's the matter, Mom? Why not? Is Jacqueline here too? Oh, Sophia, why don't you come see me lately? You miss me, don't you? This is starting to sound like a hassle. I'm sorry, Sophia, but I'm going home before she says anything. Who'd be missing someone like her? My grandchildren. That's why I came all the way here. Not at all. What? I don't think they miss you at all, and I don't think we'll ever visit you again. What? I'm a housewife, so it can't be helped. What? You said so yourself. A wife's first priority is her husband, then her parents, then the kids. What? Did I say that? I don't have time for you. My kids are fine with it, and they're convinced they will never see you again. They're never gonna see me again? You didn't understand what you said? I'm not the only one here who's a housewife. Erica, you will come see Grandma, right? With Joseph, right? What? Grandma? Erica sighs like someone's being a pain in the butt, and then laughs through her nose. Are you serious? You think I'm a little kid who doesn't know what's going on, don't you? I've been watching and listening. What? Even if she's only 10, That's quite a thing to say. I will probably become a wife in about 10 years. So according to your priorities, you are almost irrelevant to me. That's not true. Isn't that what you said? Jacqueline. She looks at me like I'm going to help her. But I don't say anything. Of course I wouldn't. Erica, don't be so cold-hearted. Forgive me. Grandma will do anything. Anything? Anything. Then listen to my mother. What? Jacqueline? Yeah. Jacqueline, you're not gonna be mean to me in front of Erica, are you? Maybe. That's right. You can't. You can't ask me to do what you want me to do. My late husband wanted equally for everyone, regardless of position or gender. What? Let's talk about us as equals. Let's not hold it against each other. I just have to apologize, right? For the funeral the other night. Is that what you want? No, Mom. Sophia said it while shaking her head. It's for that incident 10 years ago, right? I nod. 10 years ago? You're persistent, holding on to something that happened so long ago. Don't you remember? I don't remember. So it's not a big deal, right? Really? Mom, I despise you for forgetting that. What? I remember because I was still living at home with you. You took Erica away from her when she was a newborn and made Jacqueline do all the chores around the house, like cleaning the yard and fixing the roof. You made her to be the last one to eat and bathe, and so Jacqueline collapsed. I don't know. When I found out, I called my brother who was at work, and he made a big deal about not doing anything. It's because she was my daughter-in-law. I have to teach her a lesson. I told him that you are mean to Jacqueline, and that it's better if they moved out. At that time, he told me not to be mad. He said that you're the only grandma Erica's ever known, and he wants us all to get along. He said that he would try to do something. Look, let's not do this anymore. Grandma, apologize to my mom for Dad's sake. I was a housewife and stayed with my in-laws once too. I didn't like it either, but I had to live with it. You want us to do something we didn't want to do? Because that's the way it is. So you're gonna make Sophia and me do things that we didn't like? Oh no. My mother-in-law's shoulders slumped, and she said nothing more. I have nothing to say to my mother-in-law, who never apologized to me. I went to the city office and filed a notice of termination of a family relationship, which means that I'm no longer related to my in-laws. I'm no longer required to do anything for her. But even though my mother-in-law and I are no longer related, she's still my children's grandmother by blood. I feel sorry. No, not at all. I can say that I don't need that person at all. Since then, Sophia and I still kept in touch with each other, as if we were distant relatives or old friends. The way she talks and laughs is similar to my husband's. Siblings are really fascinating. Of course, I would like you to rely on me too, but I will introduce you to the local childcare support and volunteer childcare services. Jacqueline, you will collapse if you have to face it alone, so take it easy and depend on someone else. This was an eye-opener for me, because I used to think that parenting is something that only the parents should do. I found out that there are a lot of support for working mothers and single mothers. They seem to be able to live life with peace of mind. I heard that there were some who sympathized with my ex-mother-in-law because she had lost her son. But when they heard that she made her daughter-in-law do the work until she collapsed after childbirth, they changed. Rumors are scary. Well, it's not a rumor. It's mostly true. But I heard that she's been visiting them and bringing sweets. Has she finally started to apologizing? No, she's not apologizing. She's just making excuses. But she seems to be getting turned away at every corner. The kids are full of energy every day. We try to go out together on our days off. I can't do everything my husband would have wanted me to do, but I'm making lots of memories. Whenever I talk about his sweet, wonderful dad, my son says, "Hey Mom, I will protect you like you protect me." He said something nice like that. So don't worry, dear. Wait for me in heaven, okay?